All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. I've been going over the online textbook PDF of AppInventor2, Create Your Own Android Apps by Wolber, Abelson, Spertus, and Looney, and I'm very close to the end of Chapter 5. All right, it says when you tested the game, you might notice there's not very good feedback. To add sound effects, do the following. It says in the component designer, add a sound component. I've already done that, I believe. And we want to set the source to the sound file that we uploaded. So let's see if we've got it in there already. Back to our designer. And we've got a clock. No, we don't have a sound component. All right, so under media, I'm going to grab sound, drag it over here. It becomes a non-visible component down here. And we want to set its source here, and we'll have to upload. The file we'll be uploading again is our frog.wave file. Okay? All right. Go to the blocks editor, where we will make the device vibrate when an aphid is eaten by adding a sound.vibrate block with an argument of 100 and eat aphid, and make the frog ribbit when it eats the ladybug by calling the sound1 play just before the call to game over. So we've got a sound1.vibrate and a sound1.play. You can see this is all the code that we've written in here. So let's go and an eat aphid. So let's find the eat aphid. That's not this one, so let's collapse this. There's the eat aphid. All right. So in here, we want to make it vibrate when the aphid is eaten by us. Okay. So we need a sound1.vibrate with an argument of 100. And that's got to be 100. All right. And then we also want to make the frog ribbit when it eats the ladybug by calling the sound1.play and the collided with just before the call to game over in the ladybug.collided with. And game over. We want the ladybug.collided with. Try energy, display energy, update ladybug, update, game over, eat aphid. It looks almost like I'm missing something here. There it is. Let's bring that up, bring this down. All right, so just before the call to game over, we want to do a sound1.play. That should be everything. So what you hopefully have noticed in here is this is by far been our biggest effort to date. We've got a lot of code. Each one of these things that I'm putting in here is a routine or is a method. Some of the methods, and in many methods we call built-in methods, and that's the way that you're normally going to code. There's, as the saying goes, no reason to reinvent the wheel. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different blocks, unless I've missed some in here, and I don't think I have. Now, so the complete code is shown here on page 95. I'm not going to go over it because that's what we've been writing. I think it's important, though, to very quickly mention to you about these variations. Because it's one thing to do, as I've been doing, is and basically replicating what's in the book. It's another for you afterwards to go out and try to add some of these. All right? It says currently the frog and the aphid keep moving after the game is ended. Prevent that by setting the enabled properties to false in game over. That wouldn't be hard. And to true and restart button.click. That wouldn't be hard. Display a score indicating how long the ladybug has remained alive by creating a label that we increment in the clock timer. We've done things like that before. Make the energy bar more visible by increasing the height of the energy canvas to 2 and drawing 2 lines, one up above and one the other in draw energy line. Add the ambiance with a background image and more sound effects like nature sounds or a warning. You could even do something like make it rain or whatever. Have the game become harder over time by increasing the frog's speed or by decreasing its interval property. Technically, the ladybug should disappear when it's eaten by the frog. Change it so it becomes invisible if eaten by the frog, but not if it starves to death. So again, these are just some quirks and things that you can put in here. Replace the ladybug, the aphid, and frog pictures with other ones. They give you some examples, but it could be anything. So we've now created 2 games. The Mole Mash back in Chapter 3 and the Ladybug Chase here in Chapter 5. All right, specifically as mentioned here, we learned how to have multiple image sprite components on the screen and how to do collision detection, which is an important property in any game where you're going to have some kind of action take place when something either hits the bottom or the top or the sides, etc. We worked with the orientation scanner where we could detect the tilt of a device. We used and saw here how a single clock component could control multiple events that occur at the same time. We had multiple canvas components in the same app, not just multiple sprites, but multiple canvases. Remember, the top canvas had 3 components in it. It had our ladybug sprite, our aphid sprite, and our frog sprite. The canvas on the bottom had the 2 bars, or the bar that had basically what our current score was. It says you can define procedures with parameters, which we did that. We changed it around so we had a color and a length. And that's it for this chapter. In the next chapter of the book, it's a much shorter chapter, and it's Map Tour. Now, what they use in here is they set up so you can do a tour of Paris. All right? As it says, you'll be able to guide a tour of Paris. But the idea is, once you create this, you could plug in virtually any map. And we'll see what that's all about coming in the next lecture, which will be coming up soon.